So when it comes to the commercial space, it's pretty much the same as the residential side. The only difference is the structure. This is where it get more into the nitty. So landlords, what they want to do for the asset is basically they want to find a tenant that match whatever identity. So first thing is everything would be what they call letter of intent. So that would be your profile. So when you guys interview prospect, first thing that you want to ask is what kind of business you guys have. And you should have an answer within at least 10 to 20 seconds. If they don't have an answer, that's give you a red flag. I also ask expertise on the business, what kind of areas they focus. They focus more on the food place. Let's say this is a clothing line, okay. What's your brand there? Also type of customers. A lot of people, for some reason, they don't know their customer base. That's another red flag. Remember that when we were with Darlene and I'll show you the zip code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that one they're gonna use. One thing that you wanna know is what kind of buying power the area is gonna have. They can give you a bazillion idea about execution. So an idea. So be more ask for the question. If you think something does not paint a picture, that's you gotta clarify. When you're negotiating this type of deals, they are predators pretty much over there. If the landlord see a weekend tenant, they're gonna give you a deal that they will maximize the profits, and the tenant will be like a freaking dog, left with the tail. Joint ventures, you don't see that a lot. Mainly attorneys. With that one, you gotta be cautious because you wanna know if the both partner have equal power. So you want to ask the LLC operating agreement. One guy will be leading, but the other guy will be behind. But the guy quite actually have the power, but the guy leading and just doing all the barking. Secretaries or manager will tend to be the main decision maker. So I will ask, are you only speak on their behalf, or you be the one had authorized to sign the agreement? That's another key area. I met with ladies that think they have the power, but they don't have the power, but they acted like a freaking gorilla. Or so, I call it the queen of the hill. They think that they are the one talking on behalf of the owner, but they have no idea. So
they just talk too much.
Yeah, they talk too much. And once you see the owner, the vision of the owner is completely different. So don't be mindful. So that's another key area that you guys want to focus. Ask to see their mission statement. This is a critical. When a business doesn't have a mission statement, that's another red flag. Because landlords want to see that your business have an identity. So that way there's no confusion.
Any specific percentage?
They don't give a percentage. Sometimes it's a standard to do one month. Like 1.5 a month. That's why it's always good to be informed of new zoning meeting, because that always changes. Like the city of Las Vegas, just that downtown area, they're trying to do more houses, so they're gonna remove some of that business. So the older builders still qualify under the zoning, but it can change. Also, Henderson is doing the same thing. Third party, if they're getting a loan, they're getting an SBA loan, a small business administrator. Typically, you want to have, before you doing this, apply for the loan already, be in that process. Because SBA loan, normally, before they give it, they give you the approval letter first, but it's not finalized until we have the letter of intent with the landlord are authorized. So on paper, it looked good when the landlord support the small business owner, even though mayor put the pressure on there as well. Commercial get political too. Small favor, a little bribe every now and then doesn't hurt. but yeah. So like I said, we were talking about zoning, parking, research. This is basically once you have the business, we're gonna go to the market. We do the meeting. the landlord can request to meet with the principal, just face to face. If you can't do it, it's give you leverage. Assumption of 16 days, that's if they're buying another business. But most of the time, that's not our expertise. But you might be able to find the location specific. The landlord, because once the lease is turned, all that equipment belongs to the landlord. And all that transport will go to the landlord. So that give you the landlord execution to basically be a long-term prospect. Right between the 5% to 7%. That's really the sweet spot. Higher risk.
What's this cap rate? What's the cap rate?
It stands for. It's basically a IRS tax code, but it's basically stand for capitalization rate. Yeah, it's basically So basically, you take how much it costs you to keep the building up to date. If you know that the tenant is paying the taxes and insurance, the auto layers is the landlord responsibility. So they're gonna have, maintenance crew there, power washing, lighting, same thing. How any major replacement costs in like some restaurant, the AC went out. That can be big emergency because the food cannot be cold. So there's health issues there. So yeah, that's where it becomes that one. Yeah. So you take the entire building and you divide by how many income you bring it in, and divide it by the expenses, and that's how you get the cap rate. It's easy to do. You only need it if you buy the building. If you buy the building and you plan to lease it out to other people. One time a guy was driving. Oh yeah, man! Look, I'm here. You have a freaking camera, and he showed me his employee working, making the food with a camera. He can see from Vegas while he was gambling. Yeah, it was wild. I was like, what? Yeah, man. He owned 3 restaurants in Texas. It's funny though, but yeah, that's somebody who know his shit. No, that way the employee doesn't just steal under the table, right? You still have your duties of obedience, loyalty, confidentiality. So remember, the client decide if they want to release. So once you're doing this, you gotta shut the hell of your mouth, because what happens is if you say something that, let's say you bring in Walmart to a specific area, if people know that, you know how property gonna go up. So always confidential, biggest thing. I cannot shit you now. There's a case where the guy lost the license because he went running his mouth. So that's another beauty. Because what happens is if you say something, you're gonna have the little crows, the little investors, go to the area and buy all the property because they know once the location has a business, they're gonna jack up the rent. Long assumption is not really a thing in commercial, like. Unless they buy the building, like when you buy the whole business, yeah, you take everything, all the debt. That's only we become. I know people want to do that in the residential side, but people don't have the cash. They want to have that 2% interest rate, because that will give you magical paper, right? Yeah, I see that on Facebook all the time, man. Yeah. Yeah. He brought me a referral. Oh, this guy want to do it. So his core business idea is. He want to buy space near Allegiant Stadium, so he can lease out the parking lot.
What's the parking lot he's gonna lease out just for parking?
Yeah, like $50 for parking car.